Okay, sick. I'm from the Warlord, and this evening we'll be looking at some XRP USDT. I got some long at 0.36 and 0.365. So we'll start off on the 21 day. What I'm looking for is our next JMA print, which will happen now towards the end of August 2020. So the 22nd of August, I'm looking for this JMA to at least print up when this one closes, and then we come in and we battle test this pullback into this region. What we can see on our return oscillator, our first super scalper has mean reverted to the upside. So that was this trigger. Came in, we pulled back, and we're trying to push through again. We haven't had, actually, we do have this. Let me just put on Poloniex. Okay, cool. So we have a little bit of contraction on our super scalper, whilst the other two Pearson correlations are to the upside. So there's a little bit of sideways here, and that's what this wick is. If that thing goes red, this thing has continuation to the upside, right? Given that our return oscillator is looking to mean revert, that's pretty cool as well. We've had our flashes, as I said, take the trade when the flash was off. That was pretty much in this region here. Obviously it would still be flashing until this would have closed to get the pickup. This is quite a big candle. A lot of volatility happening in the bottom here. So this is 21 day. We're going to throw it onto the 14 day. But I don't want to go back to Binance now. Market run-in as there's some excitement. Put it back on Big Ninks. So Big Ninks under contraction on the 14 day, positively correlated. Again, both these go red, and that is the pump to the upside. We've just got a doji here. We have, oh no, this is on the 14 minute, I need it on the 14 day. That's fine. So that's a doji. At least we'll drop in and we'll see where that doji ends off by the time we get there. Okay, contraction, positively correlated, so that's looking to push it down. This is mean reverted to the upside. The first one's mean reverted. This is a play all on its own, but I would like for volatility to match up with the mean reversion to the upside for like a long-term continuation to up to one of these points. Otherwise, I think it can get broken up somewhere in its market structure, which it's more than likely doing here. So put it on the 7 days. We're going to shuffle in, and we're going to see what happens. I will be hopefully adding some more fiat to this shitcoin around about the 20th. So I'm honestly disclosing I would like a pullback before the 20th, but we can't get everything we like. Okay, 7 day, 5 day, this is our most important thing. It's just under contraction, negatively correlated, and it's just winding itself up. So as the ebb and flow volatility comes in, what we would want to see is expansion on volatility, which would kick us. The expansion over here would either kick us out of this range to the upside or just downside. To the downside, if this goes red and this goes down in red, then we're coming in here. So hopefully that happens before the 20th. I'm joking. But yeah, so this is the contraction. So it'll be like another 7 days, I think. So this week's just going to be a lot of trying to set in some levels to try to base itself off of. Through just pure market structure observation, price action to come back to these levels to test if these sell orders have flipped to buy orders. That would be something that I'd look out for. So that's 36.28. Happy to get in there. Yeah, I'd like to start getting in, start building the bags in this region. Obviously, if it falls through, it'll double the coins for cheap, so I'm not too stressed about that. But I do need to get this XRP bag up to a decent trading, able to swing it around so it's worth your money. Given that it's flipping volatile at the moment, so to have the opportunity to scalp to the upside for 12 hours and scalp to the downside intraday will make life a little bit easier. Okay. So as I did disclose, we are back in XRP. So this is looking to mean revert the daily expansion to the upside, 7 hours to close. Let me put on the 24 hour because I don't really read the daily. I like to see what this one's doing. Cool, same reading, a little bit more extended to the upside. So you look for your continuation soon, for continuation at least up into this region, 38,882, 0.3882. You'll want your super scalper to at least be breaking through the mean reversion point. Otherwise, it can have a denied mean reversion point anywhere in this market structure. Now that we're this low, let's go put on some VREs because we can drop it on a 6 hour. Whew. Still got the flu. We'll drop it on a 12 hour, then we'll drop it on a 6 hour. So 12 hour, what have we got here? We've got some expansion, a little bit of confusion. Some 7 hours to close. Have we hit our outlier? Nowhere near our outlier at the moment. We've just sort of second candle through on our mean reversion. Okay, let's look at what these guys are doing. So we have a bunch of low volatility in the books at the moment. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So we'll be looking to expand out of this region here. So I can throw up a mean. There's one, and let's do our furthest last one. This one. So these two mean reversion points are a bit higher than each other. So that can just tell me with my flashes they've zeroed twice, and the returns difference is about 1 cent. Okay, so that's to the upside. Never mind, you don't have to worry about that, but that's just telling me that I would look for a trend to the upside. A whole bunch more flashes higher than the previous. Tell me it's a little bit more bullish on long-term time frames. Okay, that's, as we say, we start to take the sell once this thing stops to flash, but we haven't stopped flashing in this candle as of yet. This move has played itself. Interesting, so they might get caught to the downside. Contraction still positively correlated, so that's what's pushing this through on the 6 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. So we've got some guys trading with 14,000 $14,000 with a buying pressure. 5k. Okay, there we go to the 4 hour. That's scalp there. That's coming in. So 2 candle closes below this, and I'll look for continuation to the downside, and that'll match up with that, which would be stopped as soon as Pearson correlation moves into negative correlation. Whilst this is contracting, then we'll see some more float up to the upside, more than likely trying to break through this logarithmic line. So to the 3 hour. Okay, so there's a guy 8 grand getting dusted. Oaks. Cool. So this is quite an interesting time. This is our little pullback. I think I can throw up my VRE levels now, and it won't blind us all. Okay, so we've come in, we've hit our daily and our weekly. Okay, contraction. That just needs to, just a big candle, so it'll be quite hard to make this thing red again. But we'll see. We'll see. We need to start looking for like positive drift or negative drift to see what's going to happen in the duration of this candle. If it's just going to be noise, so that it can come in and touch 3766, or if it's trying to close above a JMA. After a big move like this, we're basing ourselves off of a double check solid circles or the weeklies. Yeah, so we've got the weekly circles. This is our first level up from our weekly mean. This is our weekly one to the upside. We've come in, we based off of it. I'm surprised we actually didn't get that close to touching this. I like touch. Like this is, yes, it's a couple fractions out, but I like touches. Otherwise I see moves that pull off of this to come back later and touch this weekly mean. We didn't come that close to miss out by 0.10%. So I will be looking to at least have a little buy order here sometime during the month if we haven't come back to test it. Okay, so there's the first bounce off of our outliers. So 45-minute breaking through here. Contraction negatively correlated. This is the float you're looking for. Trend is ending. Trend is going random, which it makes sense. Big ass candle. There we go. Confusion in the 30-minute, 15-minute. Okay, cool. And then I think I'm gonna run the 90-minute to the 3 hour. Okay, 15 minutes. It's mean reverting, so mean revert up here, 3815. That's cool. Okay, so to be honest, my areas for interest are here. Okay, well, to the top side, we've got to break through this region. For, let's say, for current, I'd say for tomorrow's print, if we don't break through this high over here, we come in and we touch this region. And then I'll say for, let's say, what's today? Today's Monday, so Wednesday, I would say these are the levels we'll be looking for. This can obviously happen anytime from now, but yeah, we've had a big ass rally. We've come in, we've played with our mean before. In order to have indicators start figuring themselves out from like the 3 hour onwards, these will be your 3 regions in which you'll start to look for continuation. So what we'll be watching here is if we turn off VRE, so we just go blind, so you guys can see on the left. What we're looking here for is if this bounces off the mean, if this bounces off the mean, comes down, bounces off the mean, this candle needs to close above here, or the next 2 candles will need to close above this candle in order to turn that around, right? And that's going to defend the outlier, but that doesn't look like the situation. By the time, so if this thing mean reverts through, it just sounds like there's some orders that agree with that. If this mean reverts through, then this region here in the center of this 3767 is where you can start to maybe see price action slow down, dumping to the downside, so a little bit of sideways until this catches up and also mean reverts. And if that happens, we're looking at, for it to save this current market structure, if it breaks in the center of this 3726, then look for continuation to the downside. But you're more than likely find if we do dump through this region, this thing will be at the outlier already. Okay, so that's on the 3 hour. I'm looking for the 90 minute. See how this plays out on the 90 minute. Each 3 regions. Come on. So the 90 minutes at its outlier. That's that event. That's that event. I actually need to make this a little like that. That's this event happening here in this VRE daily that we're looking at, the yellow line. Contraction positively correlated, it can just carry on dragging through. If it prints for this, you'll look for 1 or 2 candles now, so like 4 hours before close, there's gonna be some big action to happen. So yeah, this might help if you are getting stuck with regards to Hopium FOMO, but I would like on the 7-day this to be, in my personal preference, I'd like to be buying some more XRP for cheap, and I wouldn't like it to break out of the structure. I'd like this cross to grab a bit more power. I'd like the returns to go down. I'd like that thing to flash red. Let me turn these off. That thing to flash red. This is expanding or significantly negatively correlated. It's Monday, so I expect the first candle to do whatever it wants to do. But yeah, it does have the opportunity to leg it to the upside, but it needs to make big candles, given that this has crossed to the downside, so it needs to look for a place to start defending this mean reversion point, which was set at this candle. So it needs to defend this candle with regards to means, and if it comes back down and just has a little higher high, higher low instead of this low, well then we can see some play on the mean reversion, and then you'll see like a blue flash for hidden bull or something like that. So yeah, that's what I'll be looking for. Is I don't want to grab too much hype to the upside. I'm happy to fill in this region. Ideally, it will be a big ass long quick candle to the downside, so I'll make sure that in the next coming months I have some liquidity lying down here for cheap coins, because I do believe that there is still to be, this is crypto and we still need the Darth Maul, as it has been called for the past 7 years. So I believe a good Darth Maul needs to be implemented, and the Darth Maul cannot be protected once the return oscillator breaks through down here. Then we're definitely going to test the bottom side of the structure. So until this mean reversion point is met, I don't see that much effort with regards to bulls trying to come in and pump this thing up to whatever we can see here. It's going to take a flip in this oscillator, and that's going to take 3 weeks. So, we need some serious positive drift then from 21 days or 14 days in order for that to happen. So, this is the first time that it's crossed to the upside. It's going to be taking like times 7. What's this? This is 14 days. So like towards the end of the month, you might see another 2 candles pull up in here. And yeah, 2 candles, this thing's starting to contract, positively correlated. I'd say a little, I don't know, I'd like another scoop to the downside. That's not my bias, this is mean reverting to the upside. But yeah, I'd like to buy cheaper coins. I wouldn't want to buy cheaper coins up here. So for my long-term assessment, that'd be nice. So yeah, you have a few bunch points. It will have to break through this high over here, and once price action starts coming up there, this thing's going to get very close to the outlier, so you can see some continuation. This just needs to flip around, as we were saying earlier. Just needs to go red, and this runs to the upside. So yes, it's a very sketchy time. I would rather be stacking bags down here than stacking bags up all the way up. So we'll wait for the 4 hour. The 4 hour was beautiful from last night. I did rarely get this. In the Discord, we were chatting. So there's a 1.8%. I know I'm setting 1.8% up. I'm happy days. I'm being lazy to scalp. But yeah, 1% a day, keep the doctor away. So we happy days. So I can scalp this down if I start to see this grab some continuation. But we have 3 hours left, 2 more candles, so in 8 hours time, if this carries on contracting, well then that was the wick to get in. Yeah, I hope you guys have a fun time. Let me get this uploaded. Ciao bella.